and I'm lit. On a spacecraft in a new realm, that's it.
All right, welcome back to my channel. Hey to my newbies, new subscribers, how you doing? I am Mel. Okay, we are back with a reaction video to some occult videos. Today we're gonna do one with the speaker being Phil Valentine. I don't think I've done one of his just yet. So let's jump into it. Let me switch my screen real quick, like, and we're just gonna jump right into it, okay, y'all?
To King Simon, this brother's been working very hard. Come on with it.
I believe it's something about the deconstructing the illusion. So let's get it.
Wow.
Get your pen and paper,
New
people.
York, New York. How's everybody feeling? Isn't that food good? Food is excellent, isn't it? Let's hear it for the chef. All right. First, of course, I would like to open by giving thanks to the one most high that's called by many names. I'd like to give thanks to my parents who brought me forward here and taught me the way they knew so I could find out the way I would know. I'd like to thank my first wife, Charlene, for the two beautiful children she gave me, and Shamika Marlene Makita, and Amen Ra Pata Osa. I'd also like to thank the mother of my second.
All right, here we go, y'all. All right, I had to skip it a few times, but here we go.
Things have gotten pretty edgy and crazy over the last, I would say, 2 years. And a lot of our leadership have taken for granted that because they had melanin, that they could do anything they wanted,
Right.
and that we should follow. And a lot of brothers and sisters in our community have not really struck up that same band or stood with that same band. We've peeled off. We have so many different variations on the theme that those who used to be our leaders, those who are in charge of the television media, those who are in charge of orchestrating our perception, they have been giving us our leaders on TV. Now, you know, they told us that the revolution would never be televised, but yet still, you still go to those who the television gives you as your heroes or even as the villains.
Right.
Because that's still publicity. And so what we need to do is to get a little bit of clarity, and what we have now are for those, and this is why you have to pay attention, because I'm going to go into subjects that are going to be very deep, and it's going to demand your attention. Some of you might not be able to go for the long haul. I'm hoping that you can stay with us. But I'm going to give a short synopsis of part 1 and 2 of the trilogy that represented Paradigm Shift 2012, Ascension Strategies 101. There was Ascension Strategies 101 Part 1, which began in Tennessee. Ascension Strategies 101 Part 2, which went in through Baltimore, which was at the beginning of this month, I believe. No, last month. And now we are at the end of the trilogy, where it's going to get a little deep for some. Some of y'all are going to be angry with me. But you know, I've done things over the last 30 years that have angered people in the beginning. But
It'll be okay.
I feel secure and I feel assured that every time I did that at least a year, maybe 2, or even 3 years later, it was substantiated. I don't say things frivolously. Now what I'm going to do is going to be very respectful. It's going to be respectful. And I'm going to put it into certain circumstances, to certain conditions, certain ways that I'm going to focus on. So what we're going to do is to go through Ascension Strategies 101, Day 1, Part 1, when we were in Tennessee. And in Tennessee, we were focusing mostly on letting us remember that this is not about confrontation. I don't have any time for confrontation because ain't nobody paying me to get into a ring to fight.
Right.
There's nobody paying me to debate, and I think debate is a waste of time. It sets up adversarial tones, and if someone has something to say, let them say it. Then take your time, get your own platform, and then you say something.
Right.
But this bickering back and forth, as you saw on YouTube, it didn't do anything but actually amplify animosities.
I'm glad he said something about that because that's still going on to this day. But still, I feel like, it's you have a right to defend yourself, especially when you all or whoever some are frauds, don't get me wrong, but most have their own way of teaching, and some people don't even understand the way they teach, or they want to be egotistical and be the lead of the community, this Black consciousness community, or YouTube or influencer, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. So that's what halts a lot of people ascension, by the way, in that lower level thinking. That's why he's saying this. Like, why we got to argue? Why we got to debate? Are we learning and applying the information that we have, been taught or studied, or, been guided to, or we're gifted and stuff like that? Or are we going to sit here and bicker and fight about nothing and make no type of, ascension mentally, physically, spiritually? You feel me?
So if you have information or something that you wish to say to something, or just a subject you wish to address, then address the subject. And then let somebody counter that and do it their way. That's fine. But this debating back and forth, I'm not running for office. It's not about confrontation. It's about examination and evaluation of existing information. Why? So that we can achieve clarification. So we want no confrontation, but only an examination of information so that we can come to clarification. And how do we start this? Well, we use what I call the free thought criterion. The free thought criterion are critical analysis,
the free thought, because I like to write stuff down on certain videos. So, and this is actually my first time. I have a video of him that I got from some media thing. I think it was him and it was Bobby. I had bought some, but let's see. He says the free thought criteria. 1, critical analysis. Abstract. Number 2, thinking. I'm sorry, I have my phone going off. Turn my ringer off. I am so sorry, y'all. Because I just turned the ringer back on. Okay, so on mute. All right, anyways. Abstract thinking. Intuitive insight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inductive reasoning and logic.
Thinking, intuitive insight, inductive reasoning, and logic. These are the hallmarks that I stand by. If they don't come under these rubrics, then it doesn't make any sense. And I will take every word that you say into consideration. I will take everything that you speak on, and I will evaluate it next to the knowledge that I have. And if it's about something I don't have, then I'm going to seek it out to see if it's legitimate.
Right.
Now, some of us kind of cater to a personality, and when that personality speaks, we tend to believe him or her automatically because we kind of like the way he looks. We like his swagger. Maybe his clothes look good. We don't really know how superficial we can be sometimes, because we are raised in a cult of personality.
Okay, I see where he going with this, because remember the name of it is like deconstructing illusion. So basically thinking for your damn self. That's basically what he's saying. Think for yourself. Like, consider people, but think for yourself. Like, it goes to the point where you have to also, that intuitive insight can be through downloads. It could be through how you feel, like the 4 C's, like clairaudience, clairvoyant, clairsentience, and damn, what was the other one? It's another one, I'm sorry, y'all, but it's the 3 C's. Can't think right now. I really need to take it out, but I really want to get y'all out another video. I'm trying to record 2 more, but I'm gonna get there. But anyways, you can feel it. Oh, you can feel it. Sometimes you can smell it. You can hear it. Clairaudient, like hear spirits, or hear, like, if that clairaudient is more so like, I like clairaudience. I'm clairaudient, and I'm clairsentience, and I'm clairvoyant. But clairaudient is my number one thing that I really like connect with. So it's like, let's say I'm doing a reading, I'm pulling cards, and I hear certain things in my head that I know they're not my thoughts. They come from the guides or the person's guides, basically. So this could be your ancestors talking to you. This could be, you connecting with people on the other side. If you are an intuitive reader or tarot reader, or just a reader in general, or just, an intuitive person, you ain't got to be no reader. A lot of people are readers and they don't even pull cards. You feel me? Or they don't even consider it a reading. They just go with what they hear because they go with the guidance, the intuitive insight. Okay. So that's like when you watching certain people, hell, you probably would think that, oh, she don't know what she's talking about, whatever. Hey, that's you. We ain't on the same vibration, and that is okay. Trust me. But the thing is about this is that you have to be open-minded. Okay. But also honoring your intuition when it comes to this information and whatnot. Okay.
So when some of our leaders talk, a lot of us tend to kind of gravitate because they say something to us that went directly through us. And they say, wow, I want to follow that brother or that sister. Well, you see, that's why I told you from the beginning, and you knew as my students, I tell you, don't follow me anywhere. That's following. I tell anyone who listens to what I say, you investigate for yourself. You do the work. I'm just simply pointing you in the direction to where the information lies. What you do with it and how you assimilate it is on you. But don't follow me and just live on my every word. My word is flawed. I'm not God number 1. I am a God, but I am not the God. And therefore, I seek reality and not truth, because everybody got a truth. So if there is a reality that circumscribes or organizes itself from the atomic level all the way up to my physical level, and then it aligns me in Ma'at, then I'm going to see that as a reality first, and then use it as a temporary truth to guide me through that reality. But I'm not going because I got the truth. That's how religions are born.
Right.
And that's how your mind gets sucked in to that slavery mentality where someone who has pretty robes, gold dripping from them, somehow has the truth.
And that's how Christianity is so big and it thrives, because it has so many people trapped mentally, thinking that this is the only truth in the world. There are no more truths. You're not supposed to go into the occult. You're not supposed to do witchcraft. You're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to do that. They're draining you of your free thinking. They're stopping you from being that God or goddess, or that divine being that you're meant to be or supposed to be. That's who you're supposed to be trying to get back to on this earth. You feel me? Hence ascension. Okay, earth is down here, ascension is up there. Look at the crown chakras right here. What's on the bottom? The root. We are rooted to this earth because we're supposed to be climbing up to a higher standard, a higher consciousness. Okay, some of these diagrams that we see, just like the people sitting with their legs crossed and you see the chakra system. A lot of those are little, they're symbolism. Okay, you're supposed to, if you intuitive listen, okay, chakra system, the root is the bottom, the crown is the top, but the heart is where you manifest, and this all this extra shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's only so much you can tell a person that has a boxed in type of mindset, closed minded mindset. Okay, that's why you go ahead and embody that energy and that truth that you know of, or the truth that's guiding you to a bigger truth or a bigger part of your own ascension. And if you're guided to do lectures or to do videos or write a book, you'll get there. You feel me? You'll get there in any type of way. You never know which way your journey can take you. Okay, that's why we have people like Phil Valentine, leaving breadcrumbs. That's why we had at one point in time, Brother Polite, had some gems. Young Pharaoh had some gems. We supposed to put all this shit together and figure it the fuck out. You feel me? And even come up with different concepts that make people understand them. Okay? Nothing is new under the sun. Okay?
There are 4 pillars of psychopolitical warfare and mass mind control. And these are what I teach my students at the University of Commission Sciences. They learn about orchestrating the speculation, psychogenic inducement. They learn about preemptive consent and synthetic synchronicity.
Okay, I'm going to take a picture of this because I want to break this part down a little bit more in a different video. Oh, I love it. I don't know what some spirit just said. Go ahead and take a picture. I'm so sorry. I keep fucking stopping it, but I'm reacting to it just like y'all because I haven't seen this shit before.
Well, just to give you a quick kind of quantum understanding or understanding of what these pillars are. Orchestrating the speculation. When you speculate on something, you're putting it out there for someone to agree with you or disagree with you. And through that agreement or disagreement, you come to some kind of understanding, and you begin to formulate your actions around that speculation. Well, there are people who are out there orchestrating the way you think, and you don't know it because it's simply a speculation. Now go look up the words. When someone is orchestrating a speculation, it means that you believe something that they know is not real. They created it. The social engineers are constantly speculating. They're constantly speculating on how you will behave. That's what commercials are about.
Yep.
Commercials are orchestrating your speculation. My underarms don't smell good, and they keep telling me I'm going to stink if I don't use this.
Right.
So I speculate that I must be smelling bad anyway, so I might as well go ahead and get this. That's just, again, a very cursory understanding of what I mean. Psychogenic inducement. Well, this is what it is that Brother Polite was talking about as far as when I spoke about in 2000, nanogenetic mind control. Nanogenetic mind control is getting down to your genetics, orchestrating the way your genetics will be folded and the way you will braid your genetics through your consciousness, because as you braid your genetics in your consciousness, that's what you become. So psycho, meaning the psyche or the
what you
mind.
believe.
Genic, meaning that part of your genes or the part of you that is your body's or ultimate pillar upon which it is grown. Psychogenic, meaning it's getting to the psychological basis of your genetics and then inducing you to behave a specific way. Preemptive consent. They set stages for how things will be, and you think that they're random, and they're not. They're getting you to consent to things that they've already pre-orchestrated for you.
I just want to say I got I'm gonna tag my Young Pharaoh video at the end of this video. I might even put it in the description, cause they set you up for failure. They set you up for mind control. Like I said, nothing is new under the sun. So therefore, this is a old tactic that they still use to this day. They put something in your mind, and then you're like, yeah, that'll never happen. Then it happens. They were just preparing you because it was gonna happen regardless. They was leaving little breadcrumbs. They put them in the movies. They put them in books. You know what I'm saying? They put it, in your face on the news. Mind control. What is it? Media. I think is it in Latin? Media, something like that. I have to look up that one, but I know it's in a different. It's mind control. But when you are awakened, when you are online, you feel me? When you're online, you kind of see what happens the more that you expand your mind, the more that you branch out and do your own thing and think for yourself. You see how they orchestrate things, okay? Because most things are repetition, okay? It be the little keywords they say in certain media clips and whatnot, and then that just that prepares you for whatever it is they're trying to control mentally, okay?
You to consent to, but you don't know it because you don't know what they have done down the road. You think that that's a brand new scenery, so when you get there, your reaction is based upon the stimulus and the environment that they have created. So you walk into that environment and you react thinking that this is a brand new thing. No, they placed it there for you to react that way. And then synthetic synchronicity, that follows the same line. Synthetic meaning artificial, synchronicity meaning that which follows a line and order. So they will synthetically set up a line of order that you believe is happening randomly one after the other, but no, it is happening in line with what it is that they have created. We talked about universal mind control. There are 3 basic types of mind control: cognitive, subcognitive, mechanical. The cognitive is information manipulation through education, ideological indoctrination, and propaganda. Subcognitive is stimulus, response, behavior, reflex, covert, coercion. Mechanical, which is physical, is psychiatry, drugs, electroshock, brainwashing, and something called de-patterning. In other words, you have a specific pattern of behavior, or that is natural, it fits in the order of what is life and so forth, then they de-pattern you to make you believe and behave another way. Well, they did that with us 500 years ago. So what we did, we talked about the vectors of mind control: illusion, delusion, and confusion. What are the vectors of mind control? Religion, education, nutrition, pollution, public opinion, subliminal seduction, feminization, media, medicine, military, metaphysics, and the mind. See, these last 3 are where you have to learn how they become the support mechanisms for everything else above that.
Right.
So
that's the
instead
foundation.
of me going directly into all of this, because we're not going to, this is again just an overview.
When he said that's the foundation right there at the bottom, I don't know where that damn fly come from. But anyways, that the mind is all hermetic principle. We keep saying this. Repetition helps you learn shit. That's why I say that shit all the time. But the mind is all. That's where your world fuels from. So if they keep showing you something repetition, or keep telling you something repetition, or keep a stereotype coming, or doing certain commercials or saying certain phrases, that's gonna get embedded in your mind, okay? And you're just gonna go with the flow just because that's what you were mind controlled to believe, or that's what you were taught. And like he said, they did this shit back in the day. Like, this ain't nothing new. Like, when we was legit slaves and stuff. So it's deeper than the surface, and I feel like I'm gonna break shit down a little bit more.
We're just gonna take the first one, religion. Before we do that, we will give you a quick overview of what illusion is. What is an illusion? The action of deceiving, the state or fact of being intellectually deceived or misled, misapprehension. Second, a misleading image presented to the vision, something that deceives or misleads intellectually. Confusion. What is confusion? Perception of something objectively existing in such a way as to cause misinterpretation of its actual nature. Hallucinations. What is a delusion? A delusion is an abnormal mental state characterized by occurrence of delusions. Something that is falsely or delusively believed or propagated. A false belief regarding the self or persons or objects outside the self that persists despite the facts and is common in some psychiatric states. Now I want you to pay close attention to what that line means. Something that exists outside the self that persists despite the facts. We go on to confusion, from the word confuse, to perplex or to disconcert, to mistake one thing for another and to make unclear. An early stage of psychosis involving mental and emotional disturbances. Well, what
You see how all of this is referred to the mind, right? The mental, right? That is how you create a slave. That is how you get somebody to do what you want them to do. That's manipulation. That is manipulation. There are master manipulators on lower scales in relationships, parents, children, hell, teenagers. They play on the mind. Nothing new under the sun. Remember, you got the grand scale, you got the in-between, you got the lower level of manipulation, of mind control. Hell, you can mind control your damn self if you really want to. It's called like laser focus, ambition, repetition for yourself. You feel me? Full focus towards your goals can be classified as mind control. Because the more you do something, the more you focus on a certain outcome, the more you focus on what you want to bring into this reality, what you want to manifest, how you want to live, how you want to think, how you want to look, what you want to do, how you want to speak, whatever it may be. That is a source of mind control as well. That's why you have to master your own mind, which you can say that you can, first off, you got to heal your own mind. You got to know heal your own mind, heal your own body, heal your own energy. Okay. Heal that trauma. Okay. Even though, sometimes it be hard to get through it. It might take years to get through it. And that's totally okay. That don't mean you can't teach. That don't mean you can't write. That don't mean you can't guide nobody. You feel me? But just make sure you're doing it from experience or like from actual research and, knowledge and, application and all that extra stuff. Okay. Just saying, you gotta get your hand dirty to understand sometimes. You feel me?
This is a psychosis, severe mental disorder with or without organic damage, characterized by deterioration of normal intellectual and social functioning and by partial or complete withdrawal from reality. Just keep these in mind as we're going along. So we're going to review this. The Bible is one of the most elaborately interwoven hodgepodge of historical, philosophical, astronomical, mathematical, and mythological bric-a-brac ever melded together in one book. For example, the book of Numbers, chapters 1 through 47, and 4 through 33 do not merely refer to a census being taken by the Levites of the Bedouin, Abiru tribes and the refugees of Akhenaten and Zarmana. In reality, they constitute in part an esoteric catalog of astrophysical interrelationships and the mathematical interplay of light vectors between Earth and the 12 constellations. More specifically, the angular proportions of the 360-degree circle of the heavens in relationship to the Great Pyramid. This is what the Bible really is. It's a book of mathematics. It's a book of astrophysics. And most people are reading it as a Grimm's fairy tale. I'm sorry some of this is cut off. I'd like to try to get some of this.
Got some coordinates, don't it? Yeah, Great Pyramids. I can't see the other ones. Great Pyramid, Great Pyramids. Hotel.
I'm trying to
look at the zoom.
Hey, that what they be saying? Hotel, or whatever the fuck they be saying. I'm trying to see if this might be the end, getting to the end of this one.
names and the numbers are there. Moving explain everything, molecule template, the results.
Yeah, that ain't. I'm gonna come back to that because it's some stuff I'm seeing that. Yeah, that I wanna, cause I got an idea to like kind of break down this video in a part 2. Like this could be like an overview real quick or some shit like that. I don't know. I'll put something together, but cause it's some shit that really got to be broken down, and I really wanted to describe it in a better way, and not like in a quick synopsis. I actually want to sit down and ingest it, you know what I'm saying, digest it, and kind of break it down to where people can understand. So I think what I'll do is like I'll post this one, but I will get also a little bit more in depth with what he's talking about, because I feel like that deserves its own video, not just a reaction video. It deserves its own video. So I'm excited for that, and I'm glad I got that little download. So yeah, we're gonna end it right here, y'all. We're gonna end it right here, and I'm gonna try to do that as quickly as I can. Hopefully I can get it up by either tonight or tomorrow. So I hope this video was, getting your little feet wet, kind of get your head rolling, get the ball rolling in your head, and kind of like, open your mind up a little bit to kind of see things from a different perspective. But we about to get a little bit more deeper. You feel me? We about to get a little bit more deeper, because I feel something very powerful coming from this lecture. That's why I'm kind of glad I picked this. And I'm also going to look into more of his other teachings and stuff like that, and try to expand on it and help you understand what the hell he's talking about. Because you can listen to this shit all day and still not know what the fuck they talking about. You know what I'm saying? But, it comes through different people in different ways. And that's how we transmute this energy and we help others out, okay? But I am Mel, and I will see y'all in the next video. Thanks for sticking around with me. Bye.